Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to have you here. Hopefully, you had a good weekend. I had a great weekend because today I am the grandfather of grandbaby number 6, baby Elias. Grandbaby number 6. So, man, I'm kind of excited about that. Joey says, it seems like, man, you like have a grandbaby every other week. I was like, dang, Joey. So, but grandbaby number 6. Thank you, Jay. Elias. So that's awesome. Got to go see the grandbaby after work today. His mom texted me at like something early in the morning. I was asleep. So I'm kind of happy about that. Grandbaby number 6. I'm a six-time papa. Six-time papa. And my wife is a Oma. She didn't never wanted to be called grandma, so she took the German name for grandmother, which is Oma. So she's Oma, and I'm Papa. So there we go. All right. With that being said, I'm going to wait for the alert to hit, get more people in the room before we get started. A lot of interesting things going on in the news. AI stuff, dealing with drug companies. Looks like marijuana could be taken off soon again. I don't think we're going to get back into MJNA. I think that was a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Also, crypto is back in the news again. And then we have some decent earnings coming out this week as well. So we'll see what time. There we go. We got a lot of people. So real quick, I'll say it again for all of the people who just came in. I am a grandfather the 6th time over. I am papa for grandchild number 6, baby Elias. Baby Elias was born today. So I'm going to go see the baby after work today. So just wanted to let you know. Good morning from Australia. Carl, thanks you for being here. We got people from all over the world, which I love. And, the first trading day of the week, we're going to talk about what's trending in the market today, get you prepared for the market. Don't forget about tonight's 6 p.m. video where I do give you my top weekly picks for the U.S., Canada, and Australia. Someone said to me, you need to do it for the other countries too. You know how long that video would be? You know how long that video would be if I did all of the countries? So I say that because the other 2 countries that I don't, do the video for, a lot of the things that I do can be used on those other countries as well. So I'm putting that out there. The 3 countries is enough. I can only keep your attention, but for so long on a video. So we got the numbers. So, and Joey would be like, Glenn, I don't want to have to edit a 15-minute video. Joey edits all my videos. Did you buy baby Elias some Apple stock yet? No, Drew, I haven't. Not yet. I got to do that for all my grandbabies. I probably got to buy them a few shares of Apple for all of them. I got somebody here from Luxembourg. Man, loving that. All right. So let's get into what's happening in the market. As you can see, the second day of green lights in the color guard. Primary wave is back up again. We got whipsawed last week in the primary wave, but I'm going to talk a lot about that in tonight's video at 6 p.m. But I'm also going to do a little bit of talking about it now as we get into the VectorVest software. Here is the VectorVest composite. Remember, for those of you who are new to the channel or new to VectorVest, this indicator, which we track in price, tracks the movement of about 9,000 stocks. We feel it is a better representation of the broad market movement. Interesting in that someone said to me, well, why don't you just look at the S&P 500? Well, the S&P 500 only looks at 500 stocks. Would you rather look at an indicator that looks at 500 stocks or an indicator that looks at over 9,000 stocks? And we feel that you would rather look at the indicator that looks at over 9,000 stocks as a way to really know what's truly going on in the market. As we look at it today, when I recorded my video today, we were trading at session highs. As you look now, we are pulling back a little bit, but the body of the candle, today's candle, is still bigger than the wick. So we may not be trading at session highs, but we are pulling off of the session highs this morning. Make sure all of our forwarder peeps stay safe from Idalia. That's true. So we do. I think Idalia is going to have some effect on us, but I think it's going to have a major effect on the east or the west coast of Florida. So all my peeps in Florida, be good out there, stay safe, and listen to what your officials say. If they say it's time to leave, leave. All right, that's and listen, I don't live in Florida. I haven't lived through all that stuff, the brunt of a hurricane. So all I'm saying is just be careful, all right? And listen and heed your officials. All right, so based off of what's going on in the market, I do think, all right, we did get the primary wave up on Friday. We still have a primary wave up today. We have a level of resistance right now sitting at the value of about 58.83. The market has some upside to that level. If the market's going to continue moving higher from this point, we've got to have some confirmation of breaking through that level of resistance, number one. Number two, primary wave needs to be up. Well, we are in a primary wave up. Number three, because I used the moving average of the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages, I honestly would like to see the 3, which is the green line, go above the 8, which is the red line, to give me some more confirmation as well. So the people who should be buying stocks in the market right now tend to be the more aggressive people. Why do I say that? Because if I move from the primary wave and I throw on the DEW, which is a longer term market timing call, we're still in a down call. All right. So for those of you who are looking at the DEW timing signal, it hasn't issued an up yet. Let's go put on the confirm call. We're still in a down call. It hasn't given an up call yet. So I like that the market is up. I'm going to take what the market gives me. But I'm not long-term bullish yet. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? Do you agree with that? Yes or no? I like the move. I like the upward trend coming off support, but I'm not all in yet. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? And that goes for my aggressive people. A lot of people were saying we should have been bottom fishing from this low on Friday. And what has happened since then? Are we a little higher? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But are you warm and fuzzy in investing right now? And my answer is no. Even though I've got the primary wave up, I'm putting some more money into the market, not a ton. I still got the crux of my money sitting on the sidelines. There's a couple of stocks that I talked about that I was in. One was Novavax because of the increased cases of COVID and stuff like that. It didn't work out so well for me yet. It hit my stop criteria. And I was also in Yang. I'm still bearish on China, but Yang wasn't moving, so I got out of it too. So those were two stocks that I've talked about that I actually invested in as well, but I pulled the trigger and pulled out of those for the time being. Strawberry Cookie says, I heard Tilray may have made a mistake to get into the brewing company. Tilray did pick up a couple of things from Bud Light since they were going through this debacle with the whole thing and the da-da-da-da-da. I thought it was a smart move on Tilray's part. Some investors may be selling shares because they invested in cannabis, not beer. So I got a story on cannabis of why I think it may start to get up on the run. We'll take a look at that, Strawberry. I still think that it was a good choice by Tilray to pick up something outside of the cannabis field for stream revenue. All right, so what's your opinion on beer being added to Tilray? Strawberry, I thought it was a good, I'm of the mindset I thought it was a good pickup. I honestly thought it was a good pickup. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. I invested. I think it's good for next generations to start a new trend. I like the idea of additional stream of income. All right, so that's where the market sits right now. I like that we do have a primary wave up. For those people who are a little bit more aggressive, take what the market gives you. Long term, I'm not there yet. Long term, I'm not there yet, and hopefully you guys understand that. I couldn't resist buying a bit of HMRG this morning, says Roger. I am going to look at a little bit of oil today. John says, be careful. The DEW is not close to turning. You could be early, but maybe not. Who knows? And again, I'm not prognosticating. I'm just telling you by way of the indicator where we are and where we could go. All right, so with that being said, let's talk about some news that's moving the market. And it starts with the Fed chair. All right, starts with the Fed chair. Fed Chair Powell calls inflation too high and warns that we are prepared to raise rates further. Now, he did say a while ago that the economy is strong enough right now, not where he wants it to be. My next story is going to talk about that. We are strong enough as an economy right now to withstand another rate increase. I still think that we get at least one more rate increase going into the end of the year. Look at that, folks. We're just about into September. September, October, November, December. We're getting ready to go into the last third of the year. Man, this year is just going by so fast. And are we better off? Think about it from an inflation type scenario. Are we better off than we were this time last year? I think the answer to that question overall is yes, but it's just not feeling, the market's just not feeling that way yet. And you know something? I'm probably going to do a video shortly about a market crash. I think that the way that everything is brewing right now, I'm going to have to put the story together. I'm still thinking about it, calculating it in my mind. I think we're in for that. But there's another side of that. We're going to be getting into an election cycle, but that's next year, right? There's a lot of things interweaving in here. So I honestly think that with China, with the banks, with inflation, with interest rates, I think at some point in time, the economy is going to hit a breaking point. And during that breaking point, we may have a crash. Does anybody agree with that? All right. Does anybody agree with that? That's just my insights based upon all of the things that are going on in the market right now. I think that we are getting into the realm. You know, I think the Fed's been kicking the can down the road. I think I thought that he should have raised interest rates by 100 basis points sometime way earlier in this whole deal. All right. But I think he's just slowly but surely kicking the can down the road. And the banks are going to play a big role in this. I think when the other shoe on the banks, your Uncle Glenn has been telling you that the other shoe on the banks hasn't fallen yet. I think that's going to play a big role. It's going to play a big role. So I like Siberia says the perfect market storm for 2024. Man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And guess what? As I talk through all of this, it's not designed to scare you and to go Katie bar the door and the sky is falling. I'm just calling it like I see it. And it's not that, well, I'm talking about what's going on in the news. I'm talking about what's going on in the economy. So talking about the economy, the second part of it, Fed's power monitoring signs U.S. economy may not be cooling as expected. See, when the Fed says stuff like that, that adds to the ideology that I think that we're in store for a market crash sometime next year. You know, I think it's due. I think, like Siberia said, there's going to be some kind of a perfect storm brewing, folks. And all I wanted you to do is to be prepared for it. I don't want anybody on this channel to be blindsided and be the first ones to say, well, you know, VectorVest says they do this, that, and the other thing, but they didn't prepare me. That's not what I want to have happen. I want you guys to be prepared. So every day, every week when we do a live stream, we talk about these things. It may not feel good to hear about it, but you know something? You'll get over that. You'll get over that when the topics that we talk about save your portfolio. You'll get over that. All right, so this is a big story coming from the Fed saying that the economy may not be cooling as expected, which means that he will raise interest rates maybe more than just once this year. Bobby in Utah says, hi, Grandpa. Yes, I agree with you. I don't understand how we can keep from some kind of downturn with all of this. I'm counting on VectorVest and Grandpa to help me be ready. So there we go. All right. Fed's market is not getting enough curiosity from the rate increases. What does that mean? That means he's going to keep raising, folks. He's going to keep raising. All right, let's get to my next story. Next story is China's rare earth dominance makes U.S. supply chains vulnerable, trade representatives say. So when you see companies like TSMC and NVIDIA and Tesla, all of these companies pulling out of the China market to keep the supply chain intact, because we saw what happened. Once we put all of our eggs in one basket with China, and then China says, well, forget you. And then our supply chains get jacked up. I think we learned from that. And I think that we're trying to put our eggs in other baskets that are a little bit more friendly to the U.S. economy and the U.S. supply chain. But you can't, they got the dominance on the rare earths, that they got what they got. So what do? We try to do what we can to maintain the integrity of the supply chain the best we can. Strawberry says, crash could be opportunity for dips on blue chips and new gen stocks with potential. And something, when I talk about the market crashing, keep in mind that just like Strawberry says, it does create incredible opportunities on the recovery from a pullback. Not only that, because we know that stocks go down faster than they go up, those are great opportunities to take advantage of the market to downside. So folks, we're sitting here with about 200 people in the room. Share the content right now. Share the live stream right now. Let's see if we can get about 300 people. I know you guys have people that follow you. Let's get them into the room. You just get them here. I'll do everything else. Just get them into the room. Joey's going to put the link up in the chat. Share the room. Share the chat. Share the, you know what I'm saying? Share the doggone thing. All right, share it. Share it. Don't make me turn this room around. Share it. All right, next story. I miss seeing the BSR less than 1. I hear you, John. It is. It got less than 1. It got close to the level. Actually, it was at the level of being oversold, but then the market turned back around. How about this? Expanded BRICS threatens Western nations' dominance. So, I've talked about the BRICS. I've done a couple of videos on the de-dollarization. And these are stories that I always say are the stories that are designed to bring the attention to the BRICS. Now, not to say that they don't deserve the attention. I totally understand what they're doing and they need to be talked about. But to threaten the Western nations' dominance, I don't think that they're anywhere near the point where they can threaten our dominance as the reserve currency yet. I don't think they're anywhere near close to that. Now, is the dollar going down? Let's talk about that. Let me go into the software. Let's go into the software. Go to the viewers tab, my stocks. I've got the dollar. Here it is. The dollar is down a little bit today. But it does still have an RT above 1. I use that as the representation of what the dollar is doing. I'm going to look at the dollar on a bigger graph. I'm going to put it on a 5-year graph. There's the dollar. Look at the move currently on the dollar. Broke above a level of resistance. Is the dollar getting hurt? It was. All right. And that's since September 26th of last year. Big pullback on the dollar. But look at the trend of the dollar right now. And this is keeping in mind the BRICS stories that are running around, the countries that are trying to join up with the BRICS. Now, when I say BRICS, for those of you who don't know what that is, it is 5 countries looking to, at some point in time, usurp the reserve currency of the U.S. dollar. The 5 countries that make up the BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And 4 other countries just joined them. So it's going to it's going to have to be renamed, but it's going to, or maybe they just call it the BRICS plus 4. And more countries are trying to join in on this journey to usurp the American dollar as the reserve currency. Why? Because the power of the currency gives us an opportunity, for the lack of a better word, weaponize the dollar. All right, it is what it is. All right, we have the ability to tell people we're going to put sanctions on you if you don't do this, that, and the other thing. I think that that's good to try to keep them in line, but countries are sovereign countries. They're going to do what they want to do, and da-da-da. We have the control of the reserve currency, which gives us the ability to put them under our thumb, and they're getting tired of it. So these countries are joining in and migrating to the whole idea of creating a currency to go outside of the U.S. dollar to trade through. And that's the whole story behind the BRICS. That's the whole story behind the BRICS. The DXY. Let's go look at DXY. That's a dollar index. Let's go. It's still on 5-year. Now, it's lower than the UUP, but coming up to a level of resistance and still not at historic lows altogether. All right. Even with all of the talk about the BRICS countries, still not at historic lows. Let's go put this on a 10-year. Still way far from lows historically. Yes, this concerns me with the pullback, whether it's the DXY or the UUP. Does it concern me? Yes, but am I running and hiding and throwing out the baby with the bathwater? The answer to that is no. The answer to that is no. So Lee, yes, I did look at the DXY. It is not faring as well as the UUP, but I'm looking at the strong resurgence on it right now. Put it on a 3-month graph. I'm looking at the strong resurgence on it right now. Looking at it from a technical standpoint, a little bit overbought. The MACD is still positive, but pulling back a little bit. I still think that it's still more talk than anything, and it's bringing up the attention, and it's designed to scare people. But I'm trying to keep you more focused on what's truly going on rather than being scared. It is out there, it is news, but I'm trying to put some focus behind it. I'm trying to put some perspective around it. So hopefully you appreciate that, because a lot of people see the news and they're wondering what I think about it or what VectorVest thinks about it. So hopefully the graph that I showed you, the 10-year graph on the dollar, whether it's the DXY or the UUP, I think that we still sit on solid ground as the reserve currency around the world. Hikem says, I'm bullish on wheat and corn. Something is cooking up in the Black Sea. So interesting. I've got commodities. My theme stocks for the week are still going to be commodities. I think I need to throw wheat in there. So I'm going to put that up there as well. What category watch list do you have UUP and DXY? What I did, Siberia, actually, all I did was to look, I Googled ETF for currencies, and that's where I got those stocks from. A lot of things I can easily find, and if we scroll over, what is it in? It's in ETF's currency. That's where it is. It's in ETF currencies other. All right. Or like I said, I can easily just Google ETFs for currency. Does that help you, Siberia? Hopefully it does. The EU didn't do it. The BRICS will not do it either. All right. So when you're saying the EU with the, what's their currency? Now, John, do you think the EU is trying to usurp the dollar? And somebody answer in the room. Do you think that the EU was trying to usurp the dollar as the reserve currency? Yes or no? Yes or no? And Dave, I can throw that into the list too. USCI, and what was the other one? Wheat. We have an ETF for wheat. Do you think that I didn't think so either. I didn't think that they were trying to usurp the dollar, but they wanted their own currency. There was nothing wrong with that. They wanted a good, strong currency. What was the main currency? What did Germany come up with? I forget what the currency is. What was the currency? What is the European currency? It's not the Deutschmark. That used to be it. What is it now? Anybody? Euro. Thank you, Mark. It's the euro. And I don't think that was a bad thing to do. They wanted to bring the European countries together under one currency. It was, and that wasn't a bad thing, but the BRICS countries are trying to do something different. Saudi and India are passing the dollar. And you know something? Saudi Arabia and India are supposed to be friendly countries. But maybe they're fed up at, the sanctions we could throw on them and probably have thrown on them. And they're trying to get out from under that. Now, it's going to be interesting how strong that currency, the BRICS currency, is going to be. Is it only going to be tradable within the countries that are in it? And how much value does it garner going forward? And that's going to be the story. I think that's going to be the story. How much strength, how much power does that BRICS currency garner globally? But when you say globally, I don't know where this is going to go. Alberto says it will never happen. I don't know where this is going to go, but I know that it's news. And I'm, again, wow, thank you, Gold Cross. I appreciate that. We got us a super chat. Thank you, Gold Cross. And you're right. I think Saudi Arabia and India are playing both sides. They are, they want to, hey, America, we want to be your friends, but hey, we don't, and, I don't think that we can't see that. But isn't the BRICS also based on gold, and gold is going down? So, Michael, it is based on gold, and these countries have been amassing tons of gold. All right, that's the other, and I've done a video that talked about how much gold they've amassed and how much gold they have compared to us. It's on one of my de-dollarization videos. Go check it out. Gold is going down because globally, we're not just us, recession-wise, there's another word that goes around a lot. Where do we stand? And I think that the global economies are affecting gold adversely. And the dollar's going up. Overall, as you saw, the dollar's got a strong resurgence most recently. And when that happens, normally gold goes down. As the dollar goes down, gold goes up. Let's go back to the graphs. When the dollar, I'm going to put on DXY, comma, UUP. Notice that, putting it back on a 10-year graph, when the dollar, when the dollar goes down, gold goes up exponentially. Gold goes up. But if you look on this 10-year graph, overall, the dollar's been moving up, not in a nice straight form, but overall, it's been going up, affecting gold adversely. So right here, when the dollar was rocking, gold was getting smoked. All right, let's go throw on the Huey. Oh, I'm loving this conversation. Let's go and throw on the Huey, which is the gold bugs. And this is gold. This is gold. Look at the trend of gold. And you're right, Lee. No, was it Lee? It was Michael. You're right. They're amassing all of this gold, but if I look at gold, gold is going down. So again, I don't know where the power is, where they're going to be able to garner that much influx with the currency. All right, let's go back to the news story. That was a good conversation. That was a good conversation. So that was on the BRICS, and that was on the dollar, the whole 9 yards. Here's another story in regards to biomed stock along with AI. All right, so another stock, but it's not a stock. A-Alpha Bio nets $22.4 million for groundbreaking protein interaction predictions. But what do you get when you combine a revolutionary healthcare startup with an artificial intelligence AI? In this case, A-Alpha Bio. The answer is simple. It's going to give them a bright future. So now, who are the companies that are involved in this startup from who's putting the money into them from the standpoint of AI and bio? And here they are, Bristol Squibb Myers and Gilead. So to advance protein interaction research, antibody development, and biothreats and HIV therapeutic exploration. Using AI tools, the startup, so we don't have a ticker symbol on them yet, aims to accelerate drug, enzyme, and biosensor development with access to nearly 500 million protein interaction measurements. And I'm thinking that when we were just talking about RXRX last week, how many of you are in that stock? All right. No, Asif, I could not. Well, technically I could. Asif wanted me to look at all of them in one chart. Asif, let me come back to that in a second. All right. So I'm waiting. This is a startup. I'm waiting to see if they are publicly traded. In recent news, discuss his thoughts on the impact of machine learning in healthcare space. I think this is going to be big going forward. Machine learning in the healthcare space. William says he got a little bit of RX. Are you following the Midas Touch for Gold? Yes, Dave, I have been following the Midas Touch for Gold, and that's why I looked at the Huey. The Huey's not giving me the Midas Touch for a point of getting in yet. Bashir says he's in RXRX. I'm looking to see if this does go public and if we can find it, if we can get into the system, because I think that going forward, the whole idea of biomed companies and AI is going to be a hot topic. So there's my RXRX. I have nothing on the AA Bio yet. All right. So that was one way I could go, Michael. I am going to come back to that in a second. But RXRX is the company that I do know of that's currently using AI along with Biomedical. It is a very aggressive speculative play, but I think that we're at the tip of the whole space of pharmaceuticals and AI, and at least you're here to at least learn that. I'm going to keep my eyes out on more stories like this to get you into the stocks earlier. So RX, the two companies that are getting into it is Gilead and Bristol Squibb Myers. Both of those are down today, but those are big company names. That's a big investment of $22.4 million into the AA Bio company. But RXRX was already a stock that we had been talking about it. Now, let's go back to the graphs real quick. There's the Huey, the dollar, and I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to put this on my 4-graphy thingy, all right, where I can look at all of the graphs on one chart, and I'm going to put here the VVC. All right, put the VVC, and I'm going to put it on the same time period. Now, let's go put all of these. Let's go put all of these on the same time period. That's 10 years. Let's go 10 years. Let's go 10 years. I like what you asked me about putting them all together and 10 years. All right, let's move some of this over so we can go get a pretty view of all of these. And let's go. There we go. You want it to be able to look. There they are. There you go, Asif. So that's one way. That's one way. As you see gold falling and the dollar rising, the VectorVest composite, the dollar rising as gold is falling. So I can do that. That's one way to do it. And I am going to go to the Huey by itself. And let's go put this on a 6-month graph. This is what we use the time when it's time to get into gold, is the Midas touch. There it is, Midas touch. I got the Midas touch. Everything I touch turns to gold. So Dave, there you go. Not the right time to be in gold. All right, from the Midas touch graph, not the right time to be in gold. So that backs up the idea of the rising dollar compared to the falling gold. All right, the rising dollar compared to the falling gold. All right, so good question, Dave. The answer is yes, but I also wanted to show it to you as well. Bullish percent on GDX is low. Could be the start of a new in GDX. Let's go look at GDX. Let's go look at it on the Midas touch as well. There's the GDX. That's the miners. That's the miners are not. I see the move. I see that it is above the 10-day moving average of the stop price. But for the Midas touch, I'm looking for the moving averages to cross, and I'm looking for RT to cross. Now, aggressively, could you be getting in early? Sure. But every time you get in on just the cross of the 10, without the cross of the 10 in the 65, what happens? Bingo. When you do get the cross of the 10 in the 65, a much longer run. But when you just get in, when it crosses above the 10, look how short the run is. So, John, does that make sense? All right, does that make sense? Glenn's view on politics. I don't get it. Joey, do you get it? I don't get it. You don't get it either? I don't get it. All right, so I'm with you that could be getting ready, but until they cross, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. All right, what other news we got going on? Dogecoin. Look at that. Dogecoin rise, Bitcoin's rally, and Trump's NFT explosion. A crypto week in review. So it's just news. I think it's from Bazinga, as you can see. It's just talking about it. I'm still not a fan of crypto in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm just not. And Bitcoin's potential rally to 60. I don't know. Dogecoin's potential 125%. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get back to my list. I got coin in here. All right. It's down today. No, coin ain't making no money. It's way over. It ain't making no money. So I got another. Let me go a certain different way. Because we don't track the crypto, I use CoinMarketCap to see the news and stuff on crypto. Dogecoin news, Rocket Pool, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. It ain't got nothing. Let's go back to CoinMarketCap. Now, I track in this site some of the hottest moving cryptos. Dogecoin is number 8 in my list. Again, and where's Bitcoin? At 26. And that story said Bitcoin's rise to 60,000. To 60,000. It's news, it's stories, it's stuff. And I want you to just take the stuff as stuff. I'm telling you right now. Now, is there going to be ever a time where I'm going to turn around and say, hey, you should get into crypto? When the time comes, I'll tell you. I may not like it, but I don't want you to miss out on opportunities to make money on it. I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. Oh, it's a tune. All right. So many great high VST stocks to put money into. Crypto, I only have shorted because these stocks show up in the short side of the pass. But listen, they do give some short-term runs, John. And, when I can find them for you, I'll let you know. All right, next story. From deceit to deliverance. U.S. cannabis on the verge of a breakthrough. Ooh, this makes you want to go, makes you want to stop and think. It's been a long, hard road for U.S. cannabis. One that, if we follow far enough back to us to a place where the United States did things in the United States shouldn't be particularly proud of. I think a lot of states have legalized marijuana, and I think that a lot of people thought that was going to make it run. But it really still never ran. Weaponizing, and this is interesting, weaponizing a plant as an immigration incarceration tool to protect special interests in industrial. See, this is where it gets into a little bit of political side of it. Let's scroll down a little bit. This is the history. It's not more than I wanted to know. There's a lot in this story. All I really wanted to look at was the ETF on it, which is MJ. It's down. It's got a RT below 1. So the story says it could be getting ready to run. Let's go look at a graph of the stock. Not a lot of volume. That's the ETF, though. Not on specific like Tilray or anything else. But I'm going to look at a 1-year graph. I don't see it either. That's looking at the Midas touch on marijuana as a whole. Let's go bring up my list. Let's go bring it up as GETJR swing, where I put on the 20-day exponential. I got nothing. So again, news. And this is where here we get an opportunity. Look at the dividend fall on it too. This is where we get an opportunity to look at what's in the news and use the VectorVest software to help to either back up the news or say that the news is the blues. All right. So there he goes. I think Bong would be a good ticker. Bong. Wow. SGen was the play on Friday at the close, up 4% today. I don't know what SGen is all about, but I'll write it down for us today to take a look at. SGen. All right, so the story was like, hey, marijuana's getting ready to take off, and I'm telling you that it doesn't look like it right now. Heard that story before on Cannabis. Absolutely, William. So it's news. I wanted to at least show you from a VectorVest perspective what to do or what not to do. How about this? Energy. Energy and precious metals. Weekly review. Despite the fears of a warm season began 3 months ago that will go back to last summer, blah, blah, blah. Thursday's weekly roundup for pump prices across the United States showed a national average of $3.82 a gallon, down 5 cents from a year ago from $3.87. That's not like really good. Prior to that, we were sitting at $1.89, I think. Joey, what was the lowest price you saw before the gas went up? I think I was sitting like $1.89. Anybody want to type some prices in that they saw before this administration took over?
Yeah, it was about there.
Yeah, so again, I don't like to do politics, but you want to put the numbers out there. I'm gonna talk about the numbers. All right, the previous week's average was 3.87 a gallon, meaning similar discount on week over week. And I think that the story is saying, "Hey, gas is going down. Woo! Gas sucks. Gas still sucks." But from an investment perspective, USO or the oil plays still may be the way to go. All right, the sound keeps breaking up. Maybe it's me. But thanks for the VectorVest and Ryan for the HE video. It's rocking today. That was a great video Ryan did about Hawaiian Electric. Again, we do so much on this channel you guys need to pay attention to. So in this, I'm talking about oil. But it isn't time yet to wave the checkered flag on gasoline prices because the race isn't quite over. That's right. Drivers don't like to take a victory lap now because the American AAA warns that prices could still spike in the near future. Why? Because North Atlantic storm season gets more intense over the Gulf of Mexico and in the Panhandle. Folks, I am nervous that some oil rig or rigs will be affected by storm activity. And we don't have the oil in the strategic reserves. We are going to be screwed. When oil went down to like $70, I thought that we were going to be jumping up to go and put that oil that we sold back into the reserves. We really didn't. It makes me nervous. Thus, I still think that this heightens the ability for oil to skyrocket. So I'm still bullish on oil. Ryan's been bullish on oil. And I think that we've already got, with this, the height of the hurricane season is not here yet. Doesn't get here until like the first week in September. But we got a lot. We're up to letter I already. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. That's 9 letters out of 26 we're up to already. 9. And that's before the height of all of this. So I'm still bullish on oil. I pray that something catastrophic doesn't happen to some oil rig or rigs with the heightened level of storm activity. But if it does, man, I'm nervous because of the reserves. All right. So in this case, as I go back to the list, I am bullish on oil. It's got the highest VST in here, even though it's an ETF. Even though it's an ETF, it's got the highest VST. I know that some of you may be in it and it ain't looking pretty. I hear you. All I'm telling you is to have patience because this is going to be another storm brewing up as the hurricane season gets deeper and deeper. All right. Next few stories I'm going to go through real quick. UK's 125 million AI chip investment is not enough. I don't think UK is keeping up. We're already ahead of the curve in all of this. Nvidia may increase SMCI stock in months ahead of data center businesses and AI rally. I'll keep my eyes on that. I still think Nvidia is a great play. Great earnings. Last week, Ryan did a great job on the earnings report, earnings call. Nvidia is still a hot play. SMCI is still a hot play. The stocks in the chip space is still a hot place. Still a hot place. All right. Let's keep going, though. Companies are cutting salaries for new hires as worker pay expectations hit record highs. So, you know why that is? Because companies were like, yo, I need to get people. So they raised wages. We need to get people, so we got to raise wages. Now people are like, you raise wages, I want more. You really, and companies are saying, fine, screw that. You ain't going to be able to, companies need people. But I don't think you're going to be able to twist their arm to say, you need to pay me this or I'm not going to work for you. They're going to say, screw you, I'm not working. You don't need to be working here. They'll find somebody. But this is interesting. And another reason why this is interesting is because even though the economy seems to still be not as weak as the Fed would like, Companies are still hiring people. Interest rates are affecting companies. All right, their ability to do business. And companies, so this goes to show that interest rates are affecting companies. They still want the people. But they, you're not going to twist my arm to make me pay you what you think I should do, what you think I should get. This is a very interesting story. All right, this is another interesting story. Amazon will soon let you pay for groceries with your palm. How many of y'all think that's a good idea? Type of 1. How many of you think that that's scary as hell? Type of 2. How many of you think that this is a good idea? Type of 1. How many of you think that this is scary as hell? Type of 2. I think it's scary as hell. I think it's, listen, I know we're in the AI phase and face recognition and all that stuff. Some advances in technology, I don't think we need to go and embrace. This is one of them. This is a very interesting story. Amazon's making the news over that. How about this? I needed an ETF for marijuana. I found it. I needed that as well. Oh, so for the AI space, what I did was I used an ETF. I'm using an ETF to track the whole to track the whole AI space, and that's AIQ. All right. I still think AI is still a hot thing. I don't think it's a passing fad. I still think it's a hot thing. I like this play. It's relatively inexpensive. It's relatively inexpensive to play the whole AI space. Now, I don't think it's the mark of the beast, Martin, because there's no mark. It's just your hand. I don't think it's mark of the beast. Everybody knows I'm a Christian. Whether you agree with that or not, don't care. I don't think it's mark of the beast. There's nothing. It is your hand. I don't think it's mark of the beast. So I'm addressing that. There's no chip. I don't think it's mark of the beast. I think using your hand is not just that. But if you want to play the AI space without having to play an individual stock, here's an ETF for you, AIQ. All right, it's up a little bit today. RT is right at 1. Keep that on your radar. I will only scan my hand if I get 50% off, like I get at you don't get 50% off at the store. No, don't even start that, John. No, it's 20%. I thought it was 30%, and I got yelled at for that. It's 20%. If you use the Glen, don't even start. Don't even start that. If you go to the VectorVest store and you use promo code Glenn23, it gets you 20% off. No more. What do you mean by your palm? Does that mean your implants in your hand? No implants. As far as I know, it's no implants. I think that they take a picture of your palm. Everybody's fingerprints. Nobody's got the same fingerprints. So I don't think, they didn't say anything about implants. Now, if it said something about implants, then that would be a mark. But paid by palm, it's used in 500. It's going to be by the end of the year. It's going to be in all 500 plus stores. Sign up for Amazon One program. Won't need their wallets or phones. It's a biometric-based form of payment. So it's nothing. It doesn't look, which uses your unique physical features such as your face or palm print to authorize payments. So it's got nothing with no implants. That's why I still think it's not a mark of the beast kind of thing. It's just using biometrics. It puts a new spin on someone reading your palm. Wow. You know something, Michael? I'm mad that I didn't think about that first. So, no. I'm going to laugh again. I'm mad because I didn't think about it first. It says you are misinformed. Why, divinely? Hold on. Why, divinely? What am I misinformed on? All right. There's no need. Yeah, I'm not. I need you to explain to me where I'm being misinformed. Biometrics still manipulate DNA. Is that what you're saying? Nah, I don't get that. I got to see something that says that. I don't see where my fingerprint, that's not manipulating DNA. My fingerprint is my fingerprint. My palm print is my palm print. I don't see where that, I think the video showed an implant. What video? Are you serious? All right, so hold on. What video? Where are y'all seeing? What video? I got no video. Hold on. That's not, all right, let me look more into it. I don't think that it's a DNA thing. I don't, unless you can show me something that says that it's a DNA thing, I don't think it's a DNA thing. I'm not putting more into the story than what I see. All right. I already don't like the story. I'm not adding anything to it. I think that this is scary to be able to do this, but I don't think, I'm not, got nothing to do with DNA in here. All right. Earnings for this week. I put some stocks in here. It's not a tremendous earnings week. It's not a tremendous earnings week, but where's my earnings this week? Where's my earnings this week? Lululemon's at the top. Retail, a lot more retail coming in this week. We've got Lululemon, Ollie's, Good Things Cheap. You see what it is? Dell, no, Five Below, Dollar General, Academy, Best Buy, Big Lots. What else is Express, Cons, Chewy. A lot of retail coming up this week. I don't know if there's anything that we need to do a live call on. Really? Joey, do you see anything that we need to do a live call on this week? I don't see anything that really catches my attention from that perspective. But the companies that have the high relative safeties are the companies I'd feel a lot more comfortable meeting or beating earnings. CRM, AVGO, Lulu, Five Below, Ollie's, all have relative safeties below 1. At the bottom of the list, Polestar. How many of you have been seeing the new Polestar commercials on TV? Type of 1. How many of you have been seeing the new Polestar commercials on TV? Type of 1. I love the car. I just don't know how viable they are in the EV space. They're negative earnings, and negative earnings growth. All right, negative earnings and negative earnings growth. Just the EV space is really crowded. Lulu looks like it wants to move up. Glenn, Joey, do you guys wear Lulu yoga pants? Joey does. Joey wears Lulu yoga pants. I don't, but Joey does. I've seen him he's come into work in his yoga pants. So looking at my big news for this week, not a whole lot that I'm super bullish on, but I am bullish on AIQ. I am bullish on RXRX. I'm still bullish on oil. I'm still bearish on Yang, so I'll be bullish on that. Again, I pulled that off the table. I was down in excess of my stop, so I did get out of it. Especially when NVIDIA is making GPUs for biotech. I'm telling you, NVIDIA is moving up or has partnered up with RXRX. I'm telling you, keep your eyes on the growing stories of AI and biomed. I'm telling you now, Uncle Glenn has been telling you about it already. So when it does happen, you see more stories, you can come back and say, Uncle Glenn at VectorVest already put us down on that. Thank you. We're already ahead of the game. All right. EVs aren't practical yet, but nice investments. I think slowly but surely, Roger, they are getting more and more practical. When Tesla is saying they're going to put out a car in India, all EV at 24 grand or below, they are making them more practical. Boyd in China is already putting out an all EV at 11 grand. Now, the EV is so bare bones. Don't get me wrong. It is bare bones as an all EV at 11 grand. But I think that Tesla is going to put out a relatively decent car at the price of 24 grand or below. So I still think that they are practical. They're getting practical. But when I go look at a Lucid, that's way, way expensive, but people are willing to pay a lot of money for a super expensive luxury EV. Lucid is the way to go. But even, with that, they're getting more and more practical. So slowly but surely. Did you have a gain in Yang? No, Jesse. I took a loss in Yang. Just had Tesla out to repair my 2 MVA battery. They were 6 hours late, had to stop for recharge. Yikes. So you know something? I'd love to do a story with one of you in regards to your EVs. As a matter of fact, if you're willing to do an interview with me, send an email to connect@vectorvest.com. If you have an EV and willing to do an interview with me in regards to your EV, no matter what it is, I don't care what EV you have, send an email to connect@vectorvest.com. I would love to do an interview with you if you're willing to do that. All right, so if you are willing, send an email to connect@vectorvest.com. All right, I'd want to hear. And I don't care what kind of car it is. Tesla, Volkswagen, Lucid. We got a Rivian parked outside of our office here now lately. I don't care what EV it is. If you would like to do an interview with me, I would love to have you. I would love to have you. Biotech future investing slowly. I love the idea of Nvidia hooking up with the stock. And that AA Bio with the investment of Bristol Squibb Meyer and Gilead, I need to see when that stock is publicly traded. If not, I'm going to keep my eyes on BMY and GILD. All right, my theme stocks for the week. I am looking at commodity stocks still. I am going to add wheat. I don't know if corn. All right, I'm going to add wheat, corn. I'm going to add both wheat and corn to this list because I think keep your eyes on commodities. Does an electric lawnmower count too for an interview? No. I said electric vehicle, not electric lawnmower. There's a difference. Dag nabbit. No, electric lawnmower doesn't work. Electric lawnmower doesn't work. Cybertruck, I'll take the who's got a Cybertruck? I would love to talk to somebody who's got a Cybertruck. I would love to talk to somebody who's got a fire truck. Battery powered housing units? No, Mark. Sigh. Where are y'all coming up with all this stuff? Where are y'all coming up with all? Last Call did a show on Friday. It came down to Mustang, Tesla, why she chose it. Listen, I'd love. Did you look at? Yes, we have it too. VinFast. I did look at it, Eugene. It is in the database. It is in the database. I forgot what the ticker symbol was. It is in the database. Then there it is. VFS. There it is. This is the Vietnamese EV company. It's still relatively new. That's all the data we got. It's relatively new. I'd be careful with it because we see that what happens with every new company that comes out, it runs. It doesn't have a lot of, earnings stuff yet. I'd be careful with it. So this is hot news for a new EV. I wouldn't buy it yet. All right, I wouldn't buy it yet. I love that it's in the space. I'm not sure I would buy it just quite yet. All right. Thank you for that, No Name. Thank you for that. All right, so yeah, we do have it, and I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so going back, corn, nice move on corn. What commodities are moving today? Platinum, palladium, corn, uranium. Nobody can ever say that Glenn is sleeping on uranium. I've been talking about it. It's up 1% today. Lithium is on the move after being smoked. It's a sell. Gold, copper, silver, oil, natural gas, Brent, wheat, and Denison Mines. What is that? That's that's uranium as well. That's my other uranium play. It's my other uranium play. So those are my stocks. I think this needs to be an ongoing list just to see what's going on. All right. Now, in Boston, we pronounce corn as it's corn. It's corn. Corn, not con. It's corn. In New York accent, in Brooklyn accent, it's friggin' corn. Forget about it. I'm going to take my water, put in my coffee, and eat some corn. Forget about it. Yeah. All right, that's my Brooklyn accent. Mark says, that's actually what my company does. Off-grid solar-powered housing units for disaster relief efforts. That doesn't count as an EV, Mark. I love what you're doing, Mark, and I commend you for what you're doing. But it ain't an EV. QSI. I don't know what QSI is. I'm going to put that down as one of your stocks for today. QSI. All right, let's go look at your stocks. No, what else did I need to do? Oh, my drug stuff. I give you my phase 3 drug stuff. Let's go see what I did last week. These were my phase 3 drug stocks from last week. Let's quick test them. Hey, we made some money. Look at that. Found you a stock that's up 10% week over week. The other companies, wow, this is a good week on my drug stocks. My other companies didn't go down a ton. We outperformed the market. We doubled what the market did. How many of you pay attention? How many of you pay attention to my drug stocks on a weekly basis? How many of you pay attention? Type of 1 or me. Type of 1 or me. All right, I'm just kidding. I'm writing down your stocks. Don't double type them. Don't double type them. Stop doing that. All I need to do is see it once. All I need to do is see it once. ATM. Oh, ETM. That's ETM. All right, so I want to put you on some stocks that hopefully will make some money for you. All right, so pay attention to them. These all have phase 3 stuff. All right, my drug stocks for this week. Take a picture, whatever you need to do. These are my drug stocks going into the week. AV, Fix, HLX, and Baba. I think that's enough. I think I got enough. UEC, I'll put in UEC. UEC. All right, I think I got enough stocks for this week. Where are my earnings this week? Where are my weekly customer picks? All right, so here's the stocks I have. SGen, QSI, Vista, HNRG, AVGO. You're going to keep typing stocks. Guess what? I ain't going to get them. I got the stocks I'm going to get. ETN, AV, Fix, HLX. Did I put Fix? No, I didn't. I put yeah. AVAV, FIX, HLX, Baba. I'm bearish on China. UEC. All right, there they are. There we go. So the people that's new here, you go in, buy them. So the people that's new here, where you go in, where do you go to buy the stocks? You buy them through a broker, Virgil, if that's what you're asking. Any stock that you look at, you would go buy them through a broker. Solid state is also still on my radar. Solid state batteries. I did a video on solid state batteries not too long ago. I had Bloom Energy and Plug were my main stocks. Bloom Energy and Plug were my main stocks in the hydrogen space. Did I create a hydrogen watch list? Joey, do you remember if I created a hydrogen watch list in that video? I don't remember.
I'm not sure about in the video. I know you have before, but
I might have a hydrogen watch list. I'll have to double check into that. All right. Oh, you said solid state. There's a difference. I did a lithium, solid state, and then hydrogen. Solid state, I had a few. You got to watch the video. It's got the stocks that I had for solid state. I'm new. What website do you buy them? All right, Virgil. First thing, you got to go to a broker. All right, so I'm going to suggest to you, without taking up a whole lot of time from the presentation, I just want to get these stocks done. Google brokers, stockbrokers. Go look at some of them, and you'll make a determination on which broker you would like to make trades with. All right. And number two, even though you're new to the channel, I would suggest Googling, stuff about how to invest in the stock market. I'm all about helping brand new people, but I also want to put you onto the path where you can start learning for yourself. I'll be more than happy to answer individual questions for you as well. All right. So here's your list that you gave me for this week. All of them are up today. Of course, you're going to all pick stocks that are going up today. All right. None of them are sell recommendations. Where's my problem, kids? Earnings growth. UEC, Uranium Play, CGen, Alibaba. Again, I'm bearish on China anyway. Those are my three that have negative earnings growth. I don't know what the news is on CGen. Let's go see. Oh, good. It popped up on mine. Phase 3 trial. It's a drug company. Combination with antibody drug conjugate and that. So it's a drug company. It's drug news. All right, fine. That was 12 days ago. Let's go to press release. It was 12 days ago. I got nothing new. So this was from 12 days ago. I don't know what's making it move today, but it's up 3.84%. Helix Energy, again, oil energy. I think those are good plays right now, 3.62%. Look at the earnings growth on that. Same thing with Hallador, 49%. Comfort Systems, 21%. Another Vista Energy. A lot of energy stocks you gave me today. Energy and oil, I think, is especially with hurricane season coming. These are going to be good plays. And notice that they are top VST stocks in the list that you gave me. Eaton Corp, what is that? Diversified companies, 1.4. Fundamentally sound stock. Relative value, relative safety, both above 1. It is overvalued, though. AHR, overvalued. Fundamentally sound stock, 30% earnings growth rate. AVAV, just about every stock you gave me for the most part, no, not maybe, it's a mixture of both under and overvalued. Not fundamentally sound. What industry is that in? Aerospace and defense. It does grow its earnings at a clip of 21%, but relative value, relative safety, both below 1. We looked at CGen, Alibaba, way overvalued, not fundamentally sound, and Quantum. Who gave me QSI? Somebody mess with me? Who gave me QSI? It is slightly overvalued. Let's go see the news on that. What's making that one move? QSI is up 2% 6 days ago. Look at that. Another Biomed. Platinum, next generation protein. So there's two stocks, CGen and QSI. I want to look at those individually as far as these companies. Put these on 3 months. I don't think they got anything to do with AI, though. I don't think they got anything to do with AI. These are protein sequencing. I like the bounce off support. I'd like to see it go above the 20-day. The stock's got some upside. To about 390. Earnings per share is falling off a little bit. No dividends. I like the move. I'd be very careful. Where did it stop? Right at the 20-day, though. All right. The volume is here on this recent. And a new 3-month high. I'd keep my eye on that. I want to see if the stock's going to fade this gap back down. I'm going to see if the stock's going to fade this stock back down. I'm confused with something Elon Musk is trying to get clean energy and take out oil. How long will oil be profitable in the long term? Oil ain't going away no time soon. Oil is not going away no time soon. Mark says, Glenn, you put a $200 alert on SGen. I did? Oh, wow. Well, that was that was on the mobile app, right? Nice. Listen, that wasn't even me, Mark. That was the system. Wow. Now you know why I have the mobile app coaching on Fridays. Look at that. Wow. Again, that was just a graph that we looked at. We put an alert. And if you have the mobile app, it gave you the alert. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mark, all right, besides you, Mark, did anybody else take advantage of SGen from Friday's stream? Did anybody else take it? That was an alert that we put on the mobile app. And remember, if you're a subscriber to the software, you automatically get the mobile app. But a lot of people have just the mobile app. Is that what it is? SGen got a buy offer from Pfizer. But if you got in from the mobile app, we got in. Some people might have gotten a good pop on it. QA says biogen companies are using AI quite a bit. I need to find more stories on it. I might have to do a video on it. I'm liking that RXRX. I'm liking that AA Bio. I need to find more stories, QA, on the companies that are using, the bio companies using AI. Burning oil is toxic versus clean energy, solar energy, hydrogen, lithium. I understand. But you know, this world, we ain't getting away from oil no time soon. I love the idea of the clean energy where we're cutting back on the emissions, but it ain't going away. It ain't going away no time soon. That's my 2 cents on that. All right. We got to go. I'm going to look at all of these other stocks, though. Let's do that. Let's go look at their graphs real quick. All right, so you gave me the stocks. We analyzed them real quick. Again, energy, and this is coal. Strawberry. This is coal. VVC's price 3 and 8, approaching the 8. I know horseshoes, hand grenades. I listen. I know horseshoes. Let it come to you, William. Let it come to you. All right. Energy and oil stocks. Again, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Energy. Let's look at those graphs. AC heating pads. You know, I think that if ACs go out during the storm season, this may not be a bad play. Because that'll happen, right? I think that'll happen. Vista Energy, as we looked at a lot of these petroleum and energy stocks, Vista's sitting in a channel. I'd rather you go. I love the earnings per share, but it's sitting in a channel. It's sitting in a channel. I'm getting alerts from. I'd love to do an interview on my. All right, I'm getting emails for somebody. People want to do interviews. I'd love to do an interview though. That's not no horse pucky. That's really for real. Vista Energy, though, sitting in a channel. We saw 3 other ones that were really rocking and rolling. AVGO, tight channel, back and forth between the 20-day. I love the earnings per share, but price action is not making me feel warm and fuzzy. It is undervalued. I like that. But I'd like to see it moving like back here. It ain't doing that right now. I'd be careful with that. Diversified ETN looks beautiful. I love that. Whoever gave me that, that's a beautiful, a new 3-month high, very little volatility. And it's an expensive stock. I'd play options on it. I love that play. Whoever gave me that I love that play. Francisco, I'm not going to put another stock in the list. I knew you would like ETN. They are great. I love this stock. That's beautiful. And AVGO earnings today. Did we look at AVGO? We did. I don't know. Where's relative safety? Is that 1.42? It should beat earnings. It should beat earnings. It's in the semiconductor space. It's going to be forward guidance. I think it's going to be forward guidance is going to play a role. AEHR, I like the bounce hammer above the 20-day. Where did it stop though? Look at the wick. It stopped right at $46. I love the earnings though. Another semiconductor. Just like the company we just did. What was that? AVGO. Both in the semiconductor space. I'd be careful though. UEC, uranium, look at that. Beautiful looking move on uranium right now. Earnings per share doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy, but love the price action. And the last stock, AVAV, no. I do like the resurgence in earnings. The stock is in a super tight channel. It needs to get out of that channel. All right. So with that, I think I'm done. Where's the one I want? Oops, not that one. I want that one. All right, I'm done. We covered a lot of stuff today. Right? We covered a lot of stuff. Eaton is not expensive with slices of fractional shares. Oh, can you do fractional shares with Eaton? I like that play. You know something? Rather than even doing the fractional shares, I would just buy the option. I would trade the option. What's fixed? What do you mean? What's fixed? Did I not look at the stuff? I did look at it. It's AC heating stuff. I think that a lot of people are going to lose power. They're going to lose heat. They're going to lose air, all that kind of stuff. They could be rock and rolling. All right. So there we go. Don't forget, 6 p.m. video tonight. I give you my top weekly picks for the U.S., Canada, and Australia. Check it out. And it's not just what I think. I use the VectorVest system to take you through why I picked the stocks that I picked. All right. So, hey, if you haven't already, hit the like button. You know me, I always like to try to run away with at least 100 likes before we go. Hit the like button. If you're brand new to the channel and you like the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new content like this comes out. Will you cover at 6 why you have doubts about this rally? Yes, I will, Florida Dream. Yes, I will. All right. Yes, I will. So make sure you watch it. There's things that I'm looking for before I think this rally is a real rally. There's things that I'm looking for before I think this rally is a real rally. All right. Thank you, Lee. And y'all need to hurry up and let me go so I can go visit my new grandbaby. I got to go visit my new grandbaby. So leave me alone now. I love you all, but I got to go. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii, especially in Maui. Still praying for all of you. Keep your heads up. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks. See ya.